It worked. It worked! Hi, it's almost a week later, and today I'm attempting to make the Pip-Boy screen work. But first, coffee. It's a non-negotiable for me, and I'm very specific about how I take mine. Honey for sweetener. And I've been using these stevia drops lately. IDK just a little for the vanilla flavoring, because I don't want it overly sweet. Steamed milk, look at her, isn't she gorgeous? And top it all off with some whipped cream. Maybe slightly extra. Don't forget to pay the whipped cream tax to your familiar. This step is essential. I have a psychiatrist appointment in roughly 3 hours and 45 minutes, which I think gives me plenty of time to do some chores for my family and then get into this. After some morning Overwatch, that is. The only way I'll really get into trouble is if I play Minecraft too, because I'm in my farm building era. Bone meal, moss, paper, etc. I did end up gaming for a little longer than I like, but I'm determined to make something happen today, so to work, Reginald. Now, last time I got the ESP32 working, so I know I can upload code to it, and I know it can talk back to my computer. Again, this is the 3.2-inch touchscreen that's eventually going to be the Pip-Boy interface. This connects using something called SPI. The ESP32 sends data to the screen through a few different pins, so I'm preparing to connect it to the ESP32 using jumper wires, the female-to-female ones I bought and showed in part 1. Here you can see me writing down each of my connections and what color jumper wire I associated it with, just to make things a little easier on my end if I had to adjust their placements. Now, before I actually plug anything in, I'm separating out each connection. This was so satisfying, I can't lie. Power, ground, SPI pins. This says Mossy, this says SDI. Those are the same things, right? I'm choosing to believe yes. The light turning on scared me, so I decided to unplug it from my PC as I worked on it, which I think was a smart move. Now, the goal today is literally just to get anything to show up on it. Like, I don't care what it is. Just something. Decided to work on one device, then the other, just for like my brain. Having worked with a breadboard before, I know that one wrong connection can make the whole thing do absolutely nothing. So I was trying to be careful, but also trying not to overthink the process into oblivion. And now that everything's wired up, I need something to actually control the screen. Now here I am selecting the board and the serial port again. I'm gonna try a library called TFT-ESPI, which is apparently really common for these little displays. But it needs this config file edited so it knows what screen and pins I'm using. It told me to go find it. And I'm like, okay, where? Why is this in a random folder? Also, why are there like 12 different pin sections in this file? I love when something works, but only if you configure it perfectly first try. Matched all the pins to my wiring, uploaded it. And in classic Davina fashion, I select the wrong board. Forgot to add the S3 on there. Yeah, I ran it all the way through and got an error. Went back, selected the proper board, continued, and white screen. Nothing. Not even a flicker, which was kind of rude, but also kind of helpful because a white screen means the display has power, and I guess I did ask for something to show up today, so was this a success? Not quite enough for me, and as I had 20 minutes until my appointment and I'd gotten this far, I figured I'd put a little more troubleshooting time in. So then I went back into the config, realized that, oh, reset is defined twice. That feels illegal. Okay, so I'm deleting one, fairly confident that this was my issue. So I uploaded it again, and it was still white. Here I had to take a pause, and two options came to mind. I'm either missing something tiny, or maybe this library setup is just not the one for me.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
At this point, I'm like, do I keep fighting this, or do I try a different library? Because I could spend the next hour debugging. I could. Well, actually not because of my appointment. Or I could just not. I switched to the Adafruit ILI 9341 library because with that one I can put the pins directly in the sketch, which I think is way less mysterious and way more up my alley at least. Okay, maybe it is a little easier too. And legit, as soon as I did that and let it cook, it worked. It worked!
I'm a magic man. I got magic hands.
Like, just look at how beautiful this is. I think I'm gonna leave it here for now before I accidentally break something. An incredibly rewarding moment for me. Because although part 1 felt really big, like, this just To me, this means I no longer just have random parts on my desk. It's actually starting to become a device. I could genuinely cry from the happiness, I think. Because like this has been months in the making, and this is some really big progress and momentum that I hope to continue to run off of, you know? And then because I wanted to take it a step further, I made a super duper basic stylized screen so I can get a feel for how this thing might like turn out. Nothing crazy yet. Just green text, borders, status lines, just to get a vibe. But already it feels so much more real. And with 6 minutes to spare pre-appointment. Next time, I'm gonna try to make the touchscreen actually respond. So instead of just showing one screen, it can start acting like a real interface.